I appreciate them greatly. Oops. Shoot, I hope this works. Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working. Oh, God. You've got to be kidding me. Shit, man. Oh, God. Hello.
Wow. Hello.
Hello. I'm dealing with all of just the absolute garbage that the Twitch security debacle has wrecked upon my fucking chat.
I had to re-log into absolutely everything.
It's awful.
After changing password and everything.
Holy crap.
I was like, oh my god, there's so many things linked to my Twitch.
oh my god. Yeah, I had to just, oh, Jesus. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Alright, cool. Hello. How goes it? Ooh, you know what? I'm just gonna have to change my Twitch password at some point again later. Doesn't matter. There's lots of Ace Attorney games. I guess I just won't be able to interact with the chat. That's cool.
What do you mean?
So the thing is that OBS has basically is not logged into Twitch anymore.
It's still streaming to your. I guess
No, because all I need is a stream key. So the problem here is though, for some reason LastPass has not saved my Twitch credential, so I'm just gonna have to reset my password anyway. Oh, what a pain in the ass. Oh, also it's not what?
You can just pull up your live stream page if you want to see chat, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I could do that. Sorry, what was that, Renu? There's also people talking to me in real life.
Me?
Yeah, no. Were you saying something?
I was saying you could just pull up your live stream page if you want to.
Yeah. I have it open on the other page, so it's okay. Yeah, it's just really annoying. Oh, wait, shit. I just remembered. I think because the fucking...
Okay.
Angie. So because all the connections broke, my YouTube isn't connected, so I can't export VODs. My Twitter isn't connected. I have to do this manually.
Just get it all out of the way now.
You're probably right. I should probably. Let's see.
Put it off. It's just gonna be a bigger pain later.
Thank you. I've been delivered a coffee.
Ooh.
It's very much like the sliding coffee in whatever. In Ace Attorney, when Gato gets his coffee, just like whoosh.
I still want more closure with Gato.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's just gone for the rest of the series.
He's just gone for the rest of the series. He doesn't exist anymore.
Feels so terrible.
You know, at least the good thing is I have all of this just security stuff, like all the two-factor authentication. That makes this a lot easier. Yes, that's right. Connect me to the chart. Give it to me. Oh, baby.
Get that.
Yeehaw.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god. Anyway, I'm back. I was delivered an Irish coffee, so it's got whiskey in it. Did you know that a fun fact about Prosecutor Gatto? Prosecutor Gatto was originally going to be a cigar-smoking, bourbon-drinking character, but they decided to make him drink coffee instead for the kids.
That sounds about right.
Right? Okay. I think, okay, connections. I have to connect my YouTube account again. Work this time? Oh, it worked. Hey! Good stuff, good stuff. Oh my god, that was annoying. Oh, I have to connect my Twitter too. That's fine. I can do that. Annoying that it just kind of like completely just self-destructed all of a sudden. But anyway, we're back. We did it. And just in time to play Ace Attorney. Are you ready?
I'm so excited for this game.
Okay. I know nothing about this, so
I know nothing about it either, other than Herlock Sholmes.
Let's see. Okay, so there's the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, which is the first one, and then it looks like there's the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve.
Oh.
All right, let's get it.
Oh,
an animated cutscene! I forgot.
Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence.
I forgot that
to this
as the games
far
go on, they get more
eastern
budget to
island
do stuff.
nation.
Wow.
The revolution washed over
gosh,
the
look at
land,
this.
making
Welcome
life
to
in
the
the
Meiji
capital
era.
exciting and
Thanks for
unsettling.
the sub,
It
Queen.
was a period
Gwen, welcome to the Meiji era.
and
Welcome to
some
the Meiji era.
was swept away by the tide.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Episode 1. The Adventure of the Great Departure. Bienvenue à la
Bienvenue.
Carnival.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it.
Oh
love
my
it.
god. I feel. I love this like punchy typewriter noise. It's so good.
Hello, Phil.
22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's
Whoa.
Antechamber 5.
Why is the text so aggressive? Things were harder back then.
Things were harder back then. Everything was so much harder to do. Okay, I think this is the main character. Should I voice the main character or should
Yes.
you?
You got a voice because
Okay,
I'm voicing
alright.
Herlock. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're voicing Herlock Shums. Yeah. Oh, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Thank you, living room. I appreciate it greatly. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer! Whoa. Sorry.
You were already convicted.
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. It's definitely not Phoenix Wright. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. Sorry, are you a college student? How many times in the bloodline of Phoenix Wright is a college student gonna get framed for murder and then become a lawyer
Stop
as a
going
result?
to college.
Like literally, what did your ancestors do to piss off like a witch for this? Yeah, you
The
either
college
clear yourself
witch.
or a close friend of a murder charge. Yeah, I mean it has to start personally. That's why. Give poor Phoenix some time to spend off with his boyfriend. Yeah. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. Oh, look at this guy, Renu. I think you have to voice this guy.
I mean, he's the Edgeworth parallel, right?
I think he is.
All right, I gotta sound all Edgeworthy then. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
And who are you?
I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Lawyer.
Where's the wind coming from?
It's just for him. It's vanity
Yes.
wind.
Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Oh my god, he brought out the sword. He's ready to throw down. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet.
Look at his wind.
I mean, he's so cool. Look at him.
And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave.
This is like when you play the like Yakuza spin-off games that are set in like Edo, Japan, and like it's just the same character models but in different clothes with the same voice actors.
Right, Ryunosuke.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course. Sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry.
There you go again, apologizing.
He's very straightforward with his feelings. I like him.
They're not unnecessary feelings anymore.
Yeah, these aren't unnecessary feelings. These are very straightforward feelings.
Yes. Just like always.
Ah.
Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student.
Whoa, you murdered a professor? That's fucked up.
But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high.
You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact.
He does have big protag energy.
He does. This is the protagonist of this game. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. No, my dialogue.
But you have history.
You're right. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. Jesus, man.
Wow. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway.
Alright, that does make a lot more sense. Lawyers didn't even exist until now.
My qualifications don't mean much. Yet.
You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Surely.
Ooh.
Ooh. 3 days ago. Yeah, that's when all this started.
Ah! Ooh.
Can you imagine a world without lawyers? Yeah, they're literally on a lunch date right now. What the fuck? Congratulations, Kazuma. I think, probably it's like the Western concept of what a lawyer is. I'm sure there were like trials of some nature with representatives of some nature. But I also don't know enough about Japan's legal history to say anything about. I think, to be fair, you were just like, before then, you were just kind of taken in front of like a feudal lord's tribunal, probably, you know? Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. You can go to Igirisu.
Ooh. I liked how even in the still drawing, his
headband is
like yeah, the headband still flows.
It's the protag energy.
I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So, you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Alright, okay. Sure, we're just gonna take that at face value. Yeah, this is the CG for when you reach S support rank with Kazuma. You get this, and then like a very non-committal and then they spent the rest of their life together, I guess. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Oh my god, they're acknowledging it. They're talking about the wind.
I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean, to see the real thing with my own eyes.
Yeah, it's an aura. That's his protagonist energy flowing. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too.
Oh! We going over? Then come with me. Oh, that's lovely. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
Oh my god.
Bro, let's go.
Bro, we could cause such a ruckus. If only it were that simple.
dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
All right, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. This is actually really wild because, so like when Japan was westernizing in the Meiji era, like there were a lot of places like this that were like the go-to social spots. They were like high class, and they're these like really like Victorian style like European buildings, and a lot of these sort of antiquated things brought over to Japan in this era became very modern staples of Japan. Like this is when like the British brought like curry over and it became kare. This is when like Japan like it basically inherited coffee jelly, a thing that like Britain doesn't even really do anymore. Anyway.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
Yeah, see, is what I mean.
See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. Bro. Bro. Bro.
Bro, you are my world. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word?
Oh?
Oh.
Now they did.
Wow, Phil,
Oh.
thanks for the subscription. Welcome to the Women Respecting Club.
Thanks.
You can now use the Women Respecter emote.
I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers. Why?
He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. You know what? This is a total, this is funny because this is, the reverse of the first Ace Attorney game, like the first trial in that game where you were Phoenix Wright defending Larry Butts. Now it's your friend defending you.
I mean, it's pretty similar to, I guess, Mia's first case with Phoenix, though, right?
Yeah. For the record, you respected women before scratch. I mean, that's fair. That it very well may be true. But now you're part of a club.
Yeah, now it's official.
You thought you looked at the mustache and thought it was Kazama. Kazama no Oya-san. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? Excuse me, that's Kazama Oya-san. That's the head of the Kazama family. I feel as though I've seen him at the university before.
I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. All right then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yep, everybody knows it costs money to respect women. Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. I said Kazuma. Oops. Kazuma.
Can't get this man's presence out of your mind.
This is awkward.
I feel that. That's me.
If I may. Yes? Sorry? You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Oh, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. That's what they have to call it in the Meiji era.
Best friends.
As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial...
Oh no!
I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. And
Why?
never granted again.
Why?
What?
Why?
As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell
I
you.
don't know.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? Bro, you are my
Just gotta win.
dreams. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. Yeah, that's true love right there.
Hey.
But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do." I do? Am I getting married?
Yes.
But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. I do. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Oh! Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Do you... This game is like low-key acknowledging that Phoenix Wright never, like, was very qualified as a lawyer at all. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over.
Oh no!
And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead,
Oh
I
god.
embarked on that unforgettable trial.
Buddy.
My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny.
It's already spicy.
It's so spicy. 22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Courtroom 2.
Just can't get over his head, man.
So, this is a courtroom.
It's so cute. Wow. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power.
I swear I didn't do it. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery.
Oh my god.
Lots of military and other uniforms in there.
The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
Yo, what the fuck? A secret trial?
A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
What? But why? Yeah, it'd be so funny if the original judge just shows up.
It'll become clear in time, but for now... You need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
Oh my god, look at him!
Oh my god.
Oh. I think that's all you, bud?
Oh god. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
He is an excellency, though. As is the defense. Look at it. Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. I feel like this man judges souls as they pass into the afterlife.
Literally, he looks like the king of hell.
Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself.
Look at this man's face. Look at his face.
It's
He's
very
like,
good. It's perfect. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial.
The first prosecutor looks exactly the same. Yeah, listen. I'll have you know that Winston Payne comes from a very sophisticated, long line of prosecutors. He's a legend.
As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Oh, here we go!
Oh, here we go. Who, buddy?
Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for... What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
I would like to inform the court that, I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself!
You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikotoba told me everything, just now, before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. I knew that's what he was gonna say!
Aww.
I knew it! You think I won't be able to get you off?
Listen, we didn't think about anything. We got no thoughts up in here. We just did what Professor Mikotoba told us to do. No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well.
It does mean the professor has no faith in you.
The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself. I love it!
He's going to bat for you.
So?
It's right or die, bud.
Naruhodo-san.
Huh?
Talking to you! Oh!
Yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all.
Look at his eyes.
In fact, my mind's a complete blank. Oh, it runs in the family.
Yeah, we knew that. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. My God.
I love the animation. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present.
My God, the clock, that would be so funny.
Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo?
Yes, Your Excellency.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job, which he should.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
Oh my God. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Oh, yes.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But, wait. Oh, I'm so nervous, I can't even remember that! What was it again?
Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank.
Oh, you know me so well.
Almost like you shouldn't have done this. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that. There's no button on my screens.
It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
Just have to press E for the court record? Alright, no time to lose.
This is the list of evidence we've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E.
I like how instead of the lawyer's badge, we have a university collar pin.
It's cute.
Yeah, this is on the PC.
You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back.
Ah, John H. Wilson.
So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. He smiled at you. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press R to present. Try it now.
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Huh. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire
Good old Britain.
is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Naruhodo sweats.
Sweats. Welcome back to the Women Respecting Club, Brandon.
Arigato!
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. What do we look like? Scotland? You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not?
Ooh.
Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? Ugh. But I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
Wow. Loaded words, Kazuma.
He's getting in there. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Kazuma's like, do you want to tear down the British Empire with me? Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
Oh no. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life?
Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass in the victim's body. Wait, can we examine this further?
Ooh.
Just single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Okay.
State before the court the cause of death.
The cause of death. Well, obviously that was,
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
by evidence, but how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Do it now.
This is so much simpler than having to just choose from a list. Yes! What's in evidence? Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma?
Oh my god, my man can't read.
Learn to read, you imbecile!
Oh no!
That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. Well, as long as I'm not going to be testing any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
I mean, let's be fair. The history of Japan, and very specifically Japan's history of state-fueled violence, is very stark. Yeah, God knows the Shinsengumi, the bloodiest police force in history. A photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. Huh. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very well. I am satisfied with your answers.
Yeah, the police just looked at it. It looks like he was shot with a gun. You have a gun? Okay, you shot him. Going to jail.
Let us start the trial.
Ooh, look at his stance. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Winston Payne's ancestor is so much more dignified than modern
Yeah,
day
the pain line has only gone downhill.
Got diluted.
This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba?
Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is just a gigabrain plan to get both of them into England. You want to go with your bro, right? Yeah, Payne in the future is a fail son from a line of distinguished... See, that being said, though, Winston Payne canonically has, the title of Rookie Killer. It just so happens that we play the only competent lawyers in the entire world. Oh, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. That is actually very smart, because it means that Kazuma can't lose, but he can still basically be the lawyer.
Yeah, right. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Rein in that headband, man. Oh my god, look at this man.
How dare you.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
You.
Me? Okay. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnival.
Oh my god!
Excuse me, I have tuberculosis. It's extremely terminal at this age.
No way!
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some,
No!
Oh, gross!
No!
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
It bothers everyone!
Well, it really, really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. Yeah, he's serving food with the...
Yeah.
Listen, food standards don't exist yet. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an accidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Perspiring maybe, but aspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. Oh, that fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
Oh my god, please.
It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and
Oh my
cutlery.
god, please! He was touching the silverware!
Yeah. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes!
Huh?
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
Oh,
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But...
the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today?
The waiter just dripped on him.
Oh my god. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you say? There was no one else around that table?
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, Konnichiwa-sa, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really?
And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Yes! Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy?
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Yeah, they didn't even check if you were a lawyer. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. That's something that normal people do. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Thank you, sir.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Yeah, look at this sketch with an X. This is hard evidence. Oh, well.
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Oh my god, he's dying!
God! No!
Something certainly... he's on his last legs.
God.
Something certainly seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. He really does have that TB. So... The court has now heard a precis of the case.
Yes.
Yes, they would call it consumption, you're right.
At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant.
Yo, can someone get this guy a mask? I don't think the rest of us want TB.
The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today.
Did you know that the reason it was called consumption was because it was basically believed that your soul was like slowly being like ascended to heaven by God? Because tuberculosis is a fatal disease, or was a fatal disease, but isn't like exceedingly terrible or painful. You just kind of waste away until you die.
Uh-huh. Consumption junction, what's your function? Consumption junction, what's your function? It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Yeah, welcome to the judicial system here in America. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? You've done a lot of things to upset this man today, by the way. Ryunosuke. If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
Oh!
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Oh my god!
Wow.
Iconic! Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. You better be taking notes.
He slammed that table. Is he allowed to do that?
Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings.
Is this?
Hmm?
It must be water. This looks like
Yeah, it's
alcohol.
water. Right? Yeah.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
His animations are so funny.
I can be your angel or your devil. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution, yeah, honestly, it's he's kind of cool.
Oh, schmoove.
look at him move, like truly, the Winston Payne of yesteryear, truly an inspiring man. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
Oh, I think you, yeah, okay, so it's all of them at once. So this is interestingly, this is a system that was brought over from the Phoenix Wright Professor Layton crossover game.
Oh.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. You can't make me thirst after Winston Payne. You can't do that.
Which one do you want to voice?
I'll take the other guy. You take this man.
Yes, sir. The great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesanosa reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employers a perfect. Fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon. Waga kuni Nippon da. Or it would be Waga kuni Nippon ja. And conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises on the 2nd District, Kuryo Korikuta, at your service.
His earlobes and eyebrows shake.
This is the oldest man of all time.
An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And, not infrequently, converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. 2/3 of the witnesses are an inch from the grave, yeah.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival.
Why is this man only 1 inch wide?
Who you calling Pinhead?
He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Oh, affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, what was that?
So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start.
Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir! Standing by, ready to report, sir! What is that noise?
Does he have a baby on his back?
Please! Please!
Does he have a baby on his back?
Please!
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw. But before we get into that, let's take a little breakerino so that I can pee.
Wee. Mm-hmm.
Hello. Did you know that I am waiting for a lasagna?
Lasagna?
Yeah. Today's been a roller coaster. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, dinner got started like 4 hours ago.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna have a delicious lasagna probably in an hour. So looking forward to that, TBH. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, hey, Keeters, how's it going?
Keeters.
What the witnesses saw.
I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
This game does look different. It's sure, yeah.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yeah, it is absolutely lasagna from pretty much as scratch as you can get without growing the tomatoes yourself. We tried to dissuade Steven from making his own noodles, and he decided, no, I will make my own noodles.
Wow. Delicious.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio.
Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
Share it. All right. Oh, this is Steven's third resub.
Wow.
So Steven has rolled them out with a wine bottle.
Oh.
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryunosuke?
Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Which is a bad thing to do. You should never do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, thanks to the resub, Keeters. Welcome back to the Women Respecting Club.
Arigato.
Arigato. Thank you. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. Wait, you didn't hear the gunshot? How did that happen? I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. Oh my god. I thought the English professor was packing heat. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Oh! A different gun!
Oh. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
There is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness. My man's about to pop out that sword.
He's ready. Look at him. It's like slightly drawn.
Do it now.
He's ready to quick draw. Like, this is an EI stance. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. So it's spinach pasta with bechamel and then like ragu. And it's like a pancetta ground beef. And then, you know, your like trinity of carrot, celery, onion.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict.
I hear Steven yelling in the other room.
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it? How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Kazuma is so commanding.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. All right, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Yeah, we're in Meiji era Japan right now, Keeters.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements.
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yeah, but...
It's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence.
Right. Evidence. Whatever that means.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you.
Yeah, this is Phoenix's ancestor. Oh my god. All right then. It's all or nothing.
Yes!
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time?
Affirmative! I saw you! Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
It's so puny. That's impossible. I only...
Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. And double my sixth sense.
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet.
Surely that's not really possible. Is it? Hey, can someone tell me if you can do that?
You think I've got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, it seems this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed.
Oh, this is not good. And from the back, I think that's not correct.
That is incorrect, though.
He was shot from the front. Ah, yes!
Aha! Who's the weasel now?
This old man looks like he's about to keel over.
I love him. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of the subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache.
Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Oh, this is so frustrating!
Just gotta bang on the desk. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Ooh, listen to that music playing.
We love it.
Ooh, the like little wood blocks. Good, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Kazuma, what? What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Iasanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Wow, damn, military-grade eyes?
Yes.
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because...
Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest.
Nosa has them special eyes. My brand.
Ah! Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
Are we sure Ryunosuke is a college student?
Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... I firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir.
Yeah, honestly, Ryunosuke's problem-solving abilities appear to be very elementary. What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iasanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's just throwing it down right in the middle of the courtroom. Holy.
Go for you and your descendants, sir.
Ah! Ooh, there's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy.
My god.
So this is what being an ace attorney is all about.
Wow. But I definitely saw him.
Nobody in the Phoenix Wright role gets in trouble for perjury. Yeah, apparently.
You're upsetting your child. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes! But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either.
Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed, the Ho'era Koban, my prized coin.
My man.
On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habit to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop Rasute.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Ho'ei treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not.
I did not.
But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Wow.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I hated it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Ho'ei treasure. Nothing could distract me!
Oh. Out of interest. Did you find the coin in the end?
No.
Oh! I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Ho'ei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Oh, God.
Well,
I pity the person who has to write that telegraph.
nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British.
Oh my. Man, Kazuma, you really got some nationalism burning under there, huh, bud?
It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Oh.
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Oh.
Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as kitty court glass, Your Honor, Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir.
Excuse me, but, there's something, or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. So cute. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Wow.
Ido. Attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy.
This spray is so good. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Holding a pinwheel.
Whoever designed this man is a
game is
genius.
so good. The true culprit.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
This man's becoming more and more Yoda by the
More and more
second.
Yoda? Yeah.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman. Dining all by himself he was.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out!
Yes!
These testimonies up.
Wait! That's nonsense! The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all! Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a young woman at his table! You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Oh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel?
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else.
This doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
photographic print of the crime scene has been entered in the photo. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. Sorry, did you say that the lasagna will be ready by midnight?
It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. I think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth, in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood?
Disc. Rules can be so unbending at times. Ugh. Yes! You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady. Objection! As you have been at pains to point out time and again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. Oh, if only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. That's what you'd expect.
Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hota Clinic!
Oh my god!
Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question.
Time is a flat circle.
19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on this case.
I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke?
Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? You better have it.
Yes!
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds?
What's it?
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Hello, Mads. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
His mouth twitched. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Korekuta-san.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
Kids these days wanting rights. Back in my day, you knew to shut up when you were in a show trial. How exactly? Mechanics.
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press space and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use up, left, down, right.
Wow.
To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WASD.
Thanks, Kazuma.
You got that?
Yep.
You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail.
Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use arrow keys, WASD, and space to inspect any areas of the evidence that look suspicious. Oh my god, look at them. It's like a Tails cutscene.
I love it. So cute. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? Yeah, they used QWERTY keyboards back in the Meiji era.
Yeah. It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yeah, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain.
Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure, until anesthetic effects have passed.
Wait, really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
This new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So, I think it's time we listened to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely. Yes! Yes!
Yes.
Well, I think,
What are you wittering about, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
Man, we could all use a bro like Kazuma. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Borekute-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
I see. And, I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement,
Smash.
something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's...
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have perpetrated the... This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted?
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating?
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't... Korekute-san?
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally,
There's more.
you've assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. Oh! That's a table slam!
We love it!
But that cannot possibly be the case.
No more slaps today. Ah.
Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Oh! Expertly done, partner.
Oh my god, he finally got that table slam.
I know, right?
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned.
Haha.
Woo woo woo! Wouldn't you agree, Nosuke?
Huh? Yes, most definitely.
So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel.
Counsel?
That's you, buddy.
Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
You. All right. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Got it. So, okay, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been
Me!
with 2 witnesses, an as of yet unknown third party. That's a good question, actually.
What? It's the third party! Come on! Keep up!
Right? Right? Okay.
There we go!
Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. That means she's real to me.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, this table is taking such a beating.
Oh my god, yeah.
The only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly.
Kazuma? Are you insane? You would take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you will be charged with perjury.
We've just invented perjury.
Wow! Perjury. And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit? Murder? No!
The baby! Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. Uh-oh. I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
What? What did you just say, Korekuta-san?
Oh. No.
Your base will protect you.
You were just following orders?
Hold on, lad. I was
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas?
What? Objection! What is the meaning of all of this? These witnesses gave false statements? You think someone would do that? Just go up on the witness stand and lie? Is this true, you pair?
Just one. One simple slip of the tongue. Uh-oh. Order. Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Azum.
He's trying. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well,
That's classified! So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However,
Man, this guy's mustache is gonna come off.
this baby is going to town. I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it. Sweat.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose.
Well, Any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
So we need to name whoever it was that tried to keep the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
And of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly...
Remember how we made progress before?
Before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers.
Okay, let's look at all the evidence. Oh boy. Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like this spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
It's cutie.
Although, it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on their badges. That does sound like a problem.
It does sound like a problem, or get snagged on stuff.
Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind, or something. I mean, I don't think it's the pin. Personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a student at the university. You may not come in, they say. It's, very funny. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. Oh my god, what?
What is happening?
I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget that. Oh my god, that's kind of relatable. I like how we get a magnifying glass. Oh, we should probably examine this. Wait a minute.
Oh!
What? Hold on.
That's why you didn't want to give it up. Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, you see it says the witness's name here. Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yeah, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title.
His job? Oh. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth?
I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here...
Well.
If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you, the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait, Your Excellency. I have no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I know nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this?
Well, Your Excellency... no time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first thing that comes into my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Yes! Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san.
Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier, who was clearly dying.
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back. Of the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is.
Stop! Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession. But that's surely... Good gracious.
Good gravy.
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well...
Inspector Hosonaga?
Is that an organ playing?
My god, it sure is. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well...
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. Here you are. Yeah, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. Oh, look at him. He's doing that like villain, like the villain, like glasses adjusting.
Yeah.
It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. Your salary must be... I was working undercover. Wow. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Of course, Your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you had also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Oh my gosh. Inspector, you good?
Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable.
As I suspected. Oh!
As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an English woman.
So the truth comes out.
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... remove the English woman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the English woman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this English woman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right. Everyone's like,
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Cosmo?
Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman.
What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brent. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yume University's medical faculty.
What is happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga,
Yes, sir.
you will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So it won't be a problem?
Oh my, oh.
The only problem is my failing health. Nothing will get it.
Why is he smiling like that?
He's smiling like a shonen protagonist about to die.
Oh no! Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency.
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
Bop.
Ha.
To be continued. Wow, this is longer than your average first case.
Yeah, right?
He's gonna die pressing a piece of evidence and not release his hands. Oh my god. Okay, well at the very least we need to take a break
Okay.
so that we can pee.
Welcome back.
Oh, he looks so proud of us. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there.
Oops, I was still muted. Sorry.
You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight. But before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer.
Oh, forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again.
Anyway, it looks like we exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she?
That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of.
Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that?
No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself, and then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down and picked it up, I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, and was white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen.
Fast thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you.
Professor Mikotoba.
Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
Yes. It seems you planned this from the start.
Steven made too much pasta and threw out a bunch? Fucked up.
Oh no.
You couldn't save it? Make it something else?
You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial.
Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled.
Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend over the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, it Looks like it all comes down to you, young man. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, you said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't you? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UA. And it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see.
I didn't know that before.
Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible.
But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need.
Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama.
Defendant Naruhodo, court recess is over. Please make your way back inside to the courtroom at once.
It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them.
Kazuma?
What?
Thank you. Really.
What for?
Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd have already been found guilty by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a lot. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really gonna give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So, this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial.
You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course.
Oh, I can smell the lasagna part. It smells so good.
22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2.
The court hereby resumes the trial of Yunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Aochi, have you managed to subpoena the witness?
Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Ugh, sorry.
Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about.
Entirely unlikely that the good relations we forge with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Do you still think it's nothing to worry about when a new treaty breaks down in our nation with founders? I think that's supposed to be flounders. Again, terribly sorry.
If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke.
Don't worry, bud. You won't cause a national incident.
Yet.
What do you mean?
A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England?
Wow.
Ooh!
Shut up! Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder, too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all.
Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
Little brats!
Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett.
Yes. Your Excellency. Oh my. Look, Renu, it's you.
I want her hat.
Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land.
Tea. Someone bring English tea. In England, no discussions take place without tea.
Is that true?
No idea.
So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court?
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I have been working undercover as the head waiter at the Carnival, but
Yes, we know all about you already.
Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first.
Is that true?
No idea.
These two boys are like, what the fuck is going on in England?
More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Oh, yes. I think I did, didn't I?
Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking.
Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what?
the lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty.
Oh, my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. Nihongo de ii desu ka?
I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song!
As far as I can tell. The detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
English? Yeah, I agree. Well, obviously you find in England, Kazuma. Your English doesn't rattle you at all, does it?
Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
I was just winging it.
I was just pretending to understand. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct?
She says yes. This could take some time.
So, even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Chinese? Japanese, sorry. Why do I speak Chinese?
She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately.
Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape.
I was just following special orders from the Bureau.
Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print?
You just noticed her hat.
Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps?
Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight.
Do you mean to say?
Yes, it would appear that the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood.
Oh, well, I mean, if the Englishwoman says it, it must be true.
Order. Order in court.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement.
Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes.
Why was the professor packing heat?
I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
This is a condemning testimony indeed.
No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Objection!
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. And look at this snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Ugh.
Is this woman Dahlia's ancestor?
Yeah, right?
You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn.
Ugh, but he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go.
The testimonies of the last 2 witnesses were completely worthless, however.
Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm.
Are you sure?
Like, are we looking at the same person? I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to.
Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot.
There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witnesses' own words on the line. Ugh, that is ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Alright, that's not quite...
That's not what we were thinking of. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke.
I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day.
You're right about that. Which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
She's mocking us.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Oh my god. Here, Philip, just pawn at the door.
Feel it.
Yes!
After 2 p.m., in fact. That's really quite a late lunch, isn't it?
Attention! You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue, isn't that right?
No.
A decisive English no has quite a sting to it.
The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. And it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together.
But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first.
Yes, which you can prove in the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late.
Yes, that all makes perfect sense.
Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is.
So you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next?
Yes!
He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed out of clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering?
Was Miss Brett aware of that fact?
It seems so, yes. She heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? Huh. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To travel to a distant land on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear it will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight.
So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all?
That's right. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. Huh. They each faced a glass of carbonated water.
What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement?
Let's see. Examine? There's only one glass of water here. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, hmm?
The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. What a bro.
Yup.
The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony.
Well, sidestepped, counsel.
Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony.
Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one.
Which one?
The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase.
I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke.
Yes! Wait, that's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, that is, it's odd. Very odd. Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself.
Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you?
Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1.
You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here.
Objection! Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
Minutia, you say? Could it be that the detective here removed the glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence?
Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. There should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you gonna try to tell me you can clink with only 1? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table.
Oh? Inspector, what did the lady say?
It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying.
Good gracious.
Sorry. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or two in her state of disarray? That's absurd. Oh, really? So, do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? What? No. This can't be put down to mischief.
We have to invent perjury again? Yes. Many times over. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene.
It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. What? A glass of water?
A handbag, you say?
Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. So the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. Yeah,
I can't
the handbag can now hold a gun.
Yeah, me too, Matt.
However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already.
Strap off the top.
Right, exactly.
Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement?
Well, I don't know really.
If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance.
Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. There's a deeper significance there. It's the handbag! Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Someone bring me some lasagna! Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Hold on, let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun.
You're right. Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too.
What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard?
It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. You can't seriously be suggesting... Inspector Hosonaga? Yes. Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought,
In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No!
Order, order, order.
What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Professor Aoji? Oh my god, it looks so good.
Ooh,
Thank you.
lasagna.
Lasagna.
Long awaited.
Long have we waited. Oh my god, that smells so fucking good. Holy.
I smell it through the microphone.
Mm. Delicious. Delicious. I've been told I have to show the lasagna.
I want to see.
You know, I'll just post a picture on Twitter. Okay, it's on Twitter.
Wow.
Oh, oh. Looks so good. The meaning of what, Prosecutor Aochi? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations.
Brilliant work, partner.
Oh, hot, hot.
Ooh, I'm peeping it on Twitter. That's a nice lasagna.
It's good. Oh, yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask.
You think so, Kazuma? Oh my god, this dude's seriously about to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if he's making so much pasta over there that he's got to chuck it away, you might as well make just extra lasagnas at that rate.
Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. What? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting. Simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I have to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. This photographic print.
Huh?
Oh my god.
What?
This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag.
Well, I never.
Yeah, I never. What the fuck, man?
You can see right through to what's inside.
That's right. Apparently meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment.
So the contents are clearly visible.
Yeah, how common were cameras? Not very. Although I suppose for investigative work, maybe. We're in a semi-fictionalized space. Exactly, so there was no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. I mean, there's another place where you could have hid a gun that we're staring at right now. As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping me prove that. Not honestly. Ah! F all my L's, man.
Order. Order. Inspector Hosonaga, You will submit that print as evidence at once.
Certainly, Your Excellency.
I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel.
Hold on, let's look at this new piece of evidence. I want to take a closer look. What the hell is this?
I know. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court record appears to have no further significance. I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling.
It looks like a tattoo or a brand, yeah.
Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Oh. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Kazuma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue.
What? You mean this is it? Tish, ha ha. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student. But the weak are meat, while the strong eat. You were wasting your time. There is no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. Oh, this can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma.
What?
Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around?
You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling.
It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all.
That smug little. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered... Oh!
The game is so fast. Hold on, I think there's an option for this. No, not this one.
No.
Skill flashes, wait time. Maybe an interesting wait time. No, this is just an autoplay score. Whatever.
Oh.
Wait, Your Excellency. What was the line here?
Having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you... Ryunosuke?
I don't think you can rule on this case yet.
Objection!
This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the court.
Yes!
Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter. I must make my ruling. Now, that means if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail would be.
case at this time would be out of the question.
Objection!
This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence.
You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag.
Huh. My thoughts exactly. The prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Yes, I am desperate. This isn't a wheeze. Something about this photograph just doesn't seem right. I feel like I put my finger on it.
Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity.
What?
But be warned, oh my god, that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Give this man like an Oni club, you know?
Right?
Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. Get in there.
Yes!
And then y'all see that.
Right? Look at this here. It's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Really, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either.
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark.
Wait a minute. Maybe?
I don't think so. However, as Prosecutor Aochi points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. Yeah, let's look at some of the other evidence, I guess. Pectoral ballistic trauma. Aha! well.
Yay. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, and hope that I might uncover something useful.
Yes, you're right.
I am?
Ooh. If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Council. You can't possibly hope to do that.
Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence... evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. How?
I don't know.
But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Ooh, really?
Ooh!
I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Alright, this is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial.
Yes!
Yes.
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print?
Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, the things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Bright.
She minds.
She minds a lot. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Attention!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burns?
Yes!
The beefsteak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on.
The plate. Ah!
Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ah!
Ryunosuke, you genius.
You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. This is everything. But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It
It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim.
Thanks. Why?
The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga?
I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And though it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the fence just pointed out. This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds.
It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been investigating the restaurant for several weeks already, and I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of the Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. Can we talk about how this guy became the head waiter? Like, just like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, while he has tuberculosis.
Yeah, what's that about? You're a detective, not a waiter! Even out yes! Hell. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that.
And yet, Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day, or any before it.
That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either.
What are you suggesting?
Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day...
That would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
And the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques team, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream?
I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think?
Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already dead. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting?
Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already
dead?
Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness!
Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot.
That's right? That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
No, Prosecutor Aoji, it's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Incredible. I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events.
Nobody did.
I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement. Ooh!
Wow.
But Your Excellency.
Tells me needs a cup of coffee to go along with this. The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Huh?
Miss Brett, you speak Japanese?
Nihongo wa jouzu desu. Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country, after all.
Inspector's like, why am I here? But, Dad, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world.
Oh my god.
As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Whoa,
my God.
man! Whoa, boy!
Oh, no, she is not endearing herself to
Nelly.
the court, dog.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen.
Oh my god!
So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Well,
You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. Oh, pure inappropriate racism and all, huh? We are truly honored by this lavish consideration
God.
you so graciously afford us.
Come on, man.
Travis Fine, man. You were so cool.
I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. Oh, the audio is getting kind of funky. At her as she lowers herself to our level. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. How does this whole court just accept her racism? Unbelievable!
Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If
If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
Oh my god, we're getting period-appropriate arsenic poisoning.
Bro.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Bro!
Yo.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go. What do you mean? Will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you.
Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue.
Something in 2 keys.
Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Oh my god.
Oh, not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady.
Oh my god.
And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. Minister of Justice, may that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
This is just a great image here.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Then you may proceed with the cross-examination.
We don't have any, right? What is presser?
Yes!
Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot or strangled, or stabbed or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. You do like watching a power level as lawyers. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. You guys know what poison is. Japan knows what poison is. If heaven forbid you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no, perish the thought. Calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question? On my honor, I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions. A way of killing someone that leaves no trace.
We need some evidence to back us up here.
Yes, evidence.
Yes! Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. The carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. It doesn't even occur to your naive detective to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? Ha! Kill a blow! The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right.
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I think it's going terribly! No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, Slices, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over.
But that would mean... Oh, I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma...
What, Ryunosuke?
There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me.
Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett?
Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga.
The detective?
Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant, if I might present an opening, maybe.
Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time.
If you think so,
But this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective.
Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Yes!
Wait,
Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why?
up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity.
What do you mean?
When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down.
Right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts.
It's time to pursue the man and his train of thought.
Sorry? Pursue?
I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. But by moving the marker left and right with A and D, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand.
Yep, mechanics.
While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around.
Alright then. So first I should move the marker across with A and B, as the detective. Then pursue him with space, and see what's on his mind. Alright, here we go.
Wait.
Pursue.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
What the? What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply.
It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say.
If there's something you'd like to say, please share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works?
Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness.
That's such a that's such a technicality.
Right?
Yes, but not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Yes.
Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett?
Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime.
What?
It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Oh my god, look at him! Look at his face!
This is the time for that face.
Crime scene thief?
Wow. It looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there.
Take this, for example. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says.
Inspector, are you okay?
Yeah, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. I'll live to see it, though.
I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Miss Brett, can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death?
Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question.
Very well. Counsel, you may resume the cross-examination.
She really is Dahlia. Oh my god, you're right.
I'm saying, dog. You poisoned him? Trying to pin it on someone else, dog. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor.
Let's examine this bottle. can't find anything out of place. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma?
I think it's French. This must be very expensive water.
Yes. What does it say? That's what I was asking.
Then go to France and ask.
It can't be poisoned if you don't drink water. You could just say that you don't know. So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had.
It looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now.
You know, I've been sweating so much. I'm absolutely parched. I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going.
Oh my god, please don't. No, stay. You can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence.
Oh, no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we?
You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one.
I wonder, could there be anything in this water?
What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden.
I think I might have just worked something out. Interesting possibility. Yes! Leaving a trace. Yes! Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make any sense. The burn must have happened straight away. The plate was first brought to the table by the waiter.
Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that.
And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, he must have already been dead at that point. Objection! And yet the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time.
I concur. Prosecutor Aoji is right. New evidence. Excellent work, Ryunosuke.
I never even thought of pursuing another witness over the current witness's statements. That was a great idea of yours, Kazuma.
Well, it was all thanks to you noticing that the detective had reacted strangely to what the lady said.
I'd never have guessed he had all that bubbling away under the surface.
To be honest, you keep surprising me at every turn.
Sorry?
Oh, never mind. So we know that Dr. Wilson was killed at around the time the steak was brought to his table. And by some means that left no physical trace on his body. If we could just demonstrate how it was done.
I do have one idea about that, about how the professor was killed. Maybe I should just present the evidence and see what happens. I mean, okay, sure. Yes! Wait, that's not the right button. Come on, let me keep going. There we go. Present. Yes!
What is this? The bottle of water?
Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass?
Order, order, order.
And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Zale Brett, it was you. Objection! This is outrageous to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile, have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty? Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
If I may, I will silence you forever. Whoa. It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady. Where did that come from? Oh, she just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies.
I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring?
I describe your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And what did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency.
What? Are you sure?
Well, it's obviously the glass.
Yeah.
The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. Whoa.
Alright.
You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. I was so sure.
This can't be right.
She
Everything
definitely
falls
drank
into
the
place
water. That was
for
the
this
chief
reason.
coroner's test.
Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit.
I'm done for.
The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Come on, man.
Kazuma?
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Ta-ta.
Huh?
Ooh.
Whoa!
Please, wait.
Huh? Isn't that...
What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the offense.
Mikotoba? The darkest hour. Nowhere left to go. She appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth.
This is a long trial.
God, is there another part?
Wow.
Okay, I feel
Huge.
like it's gonna end, but I feel like we have to stop now. We cannot have a redo of
man.
we cannot have a redo of case 5 of the original Ace Attorney game. Like we very well
man.
could be done in like 20 minutes next time, but that's fine. We'll just immediately like slide over into the next one, you know?
Yeah, that's fine.
We can't. We can't do it. We can't do this again. We're not strong enough. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We're definitely done here. We're definitely done here. For today. So join us next week. Same time, same place. For the conclusion. Why is the first trial so long? Oh my god.
I'm enjoying this game so far though.
It's very
really,
good.
Really cool.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I too am very enjoying.
Yeah. We got so many hot new mechanics to introduce and everything. That's why.
God, why can't I just close the game? Oh my god. Okay. Oh Jesus. All right. Yep. Next week.
Wait.
Yep. Mm-hmm.